Loving me was all you tried when you were around. I've been told too many times now. Yeah, loving me was all you tried when you were around. I've been told too many times now. But somewhere go run and hide.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Listen, I was just about to say happy Sunday, but it's happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. I am super excited to see that you guys are tuning in for another episode of Scrubber Talk hashtag Second Chances. Listen, guys, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm super tired today. I had a busy week. Yeah, life has just been lifing. I'm excited to, continue to be, on this journey of talking and helping other people get spread the word. Once we know that October is definitely domestic violence as well as Cancer Awareness Month. So listen, I'm super excited to be here on Scrubber Talk, helping spread the word. There's nothing more than getting the word out, letting people know, like, hey, go get checked. Let's do, get yourself out there. Let's get checked. Don't sit around if you feel like there's a lump going on, there's some leakage, something doesn't feel right, something doesn't look right. Hey, I don't feel well. Listen, guys, get out there, go to a doctor, seek someone that just talk to somebody. Don't just sit there and sit in it. That's what we used to do, and sitting in our sickness and saying that I'm okay, I'll feel better tomorrow. No, get out there. Okay. And that's the same thing with domestic violence, guys. I'm going to say that with domestic violence. Listen, seek help. There's help out there. You can get out there, speak with people, talk to people, come up with a plan, do whatever it takes in order for you to save yourself and save maybe the person that's, committing the crime, that's doing the violence. All right. That's what I have to say for you guys today. And listen, guys, let me tell you again. Next week, that's right, Scrubber Talk is doing her first tea party. Get in the room or just hear about it. Guys, we have some amazing people showing up that's going to be pouring the tea, and we're going to be sitting there doing some girl time, some girl talk. Listen, guys, you guys do not want to miss it. Come dressed to prepared. However, listen, if you don't have that fancy dress and that hat, just come as you are. Let's sit down, celebrate, talk about business, talk about pouring into one another. Let's just get in the room and listen, pour the tea. Okay? Enough talking about me, your girl, Michelle Scrugler with Scrugler Talk hashtag Second Chances. Let's get into it, guys. I'm excited tonight. The reason why I'm super excited, guys, I have some really good friends on here, some really close friends that I call sisters. However, I have my sister on here, y'all. She finally made it to Scrugler Talk, okay? She has finally made it to Scrugler Talk. So with that being said, I am going to introduce my first guest. And my first guest, I'm going to introduce the first one that popped up. So sorry, Marcella, but we're going to go ahead and introduce Miss Canty. We have Miss Princess Canty on the line, guys. That's right. We have Miss Canty on the line. With that being said, guys, we have Miss Porter on the line. That's right, Suzette Porter. Longtime friend, school, all that good stuff. Something South Carolina is definitely in the building, guys. On top of that, guys, listen. Formally introduced, I have my sister on the line, Marcella Dix. She has finally made it to Scrubber Talk, and I'm excited, and I hope you guys are as well. These ladies are on here to spread the awareness and tell a little bit about their journey. But before we get started, guys, I want them to formally introduce themselves to you. So, can we start with Miss Canty? Miss Canty, can you tell the people who you are, and let's get into it. Tell them what you do, all that good stuff. How many kids? If you're married, if you're not married, all that good stuff. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Princess Canty. I am a licensed educator, hairstylist. I'm also an associate pastor at Canty Memorial Ministries Incorporated in Sumter, South Carolina. And I'm also have two daughters and two sons. And I'm excited to be here on the panel tonight with these beautiful ladies to spread awareness concerning breast cancer and the importance of it. And you can locate me in Sumter at Undisputed Ladies First at 272 Broad Street in Sumter, South Carolina.
Okay, okay. That's right, guys. You heard what she just said. She is a licensed hairstylist. That's right. And she's also a pastor. So, okay, won't he do it? Okay, we have another minister that's hit the stage, hit my platform on Scrubber's Talk. I'm excited. Let's keep going. Let's roll with it. Suzette, go ahead. Take the flow, sis.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Suzette Porter. I have a set of twins, 22 years old, serving in the Navy. I'm an operations manager for Blue Cross Blue Shield at Surfside, Myrtle Beach, Surfside Beach. I'm also a licensed bartender and have my own bartending business.
Mm.
I also craft a lot, and I'm in early stages of my training for evangelist. So I'm doing a lot down here and trying to get things together, spread the word, and I'm also a breast cancer survivor. So thanks for having me.
Listen, evangelist. Okay, sis, listen. I'm trying to get right there with you, okay? I'm trying to get there with you. I'm excited to see what God is doing in my life as well as your guys' life. I mean, everything that you guys are saying, the closeness of where you are with God in your walk, man. Come on, let's go with it. You got the minister on here, the pastor on here. We have evangelists. Come on, Suzette. I love it, guys. If you need anything made, if you need that mug made, if you need that t-shirt made, I'm pretty sure she can get into it with anything else. Hit Suzette up. Not only hit her up for that, listen, guys, if you need a scripture or something read, listen, okay. All right, get into it. Okay. All right, Marcella, it's your turn. Have a seat. Have a seat. You're on camera, Marcella. Could you tell the people who you are, sis? Let's get into it, girl. I'm not sure what happened to Miss Canty, but hopefully she'll pop back up. Marcella, you're mute, maybe? We can't hear you. Maybe turn the volume up. I can't hear you. Hmm. Bear with us for a minute, guys. Okay, I see you back on mute. Unmute. I can't hear you. I don't know if your volume is turned down.
Tell her to try to go out and come back in. I had to do that earlier.
Okay, go exit out and then come back in. I don't know what happened to Miss Canty.
She's probably in traffic.
Yeah, because she did say she was on the way. Charleston. Oh, there she goes. There she go. Like, where'd you go, girl?
I apologize. Coming through some trees.
Okay, okay. So you know what? I'm not going to keep the people waiting, nor am I going to keep you guys waiting. Marcella, hopefully she will resurface. So Miss Canty, and we can get into it. If you can tell the people a little bit about your cancer, and you know what stage, what you're going through, and can you also state how did you find out that hey, something was not right?
For me, I was at a point where I was just being really weak and tired, and I knew I was overweight. So I decided to get a personal trainer and began to lose weight and working out with my personal trainer. And I had lost 80 pounds. And I went for a checkup at my doctor's office, and he had a little sign on the wall, and it was signs of breast cancer. And it was like cartoon characters on the little sign. So one was like a lump on the breast, another picture was leakage on the breast, and another one was like an indenture on the breast. And I can't remember what the other pictures was. But when I got home that night and I was drying off after I got out the shower and I lift my arm up, I could take my whole entire hand and ball it into a fist and stick it in this indenture under my breast because it was that deep. And I remember the picture on the wall in his office. So the next morning, I didn't even sleep that night. The next morning, I got to his office and I told him, I said, hey, I just got my checkup with you yesterday. I said, that picture that's on your wall, I need to show you something. And he took me back into the room and he called in 2 of his nurses. And I raised up my left arm and his face was just in dismay. And I said, do you see that? And I balled my fist up and I just stuck it up in my chest. And he immediately called over to Toomey Hospital to Dr. Moses. And he said, you go over, Dr. Moses needs to do a mammogram. And when I got there, I went to Dr. Moses' office. He did a mammogram and a biopsy. And he called me back the next morning and I already knew what it was. So when he called me back, I called my sister from Columbia and she came down and went with me. And he told me, you have cancer. And this was 10 years ago. Wow. In February. And when he did that, then I immediately scheduled an appointment. He had to put a port in. And by the time the port was put in 2 days later, and he scheduled me for my first session of chemotherapy, they told me at that point, had it been 2 weeks more, there would have been nothing they could do for me. Because it was a very aggressive, wow. At that time, HER2 positive, H2 negative. They said it wouldn't have been anything else they could do for me. So immediately I did 20 rounds of chemo. I have a mastectomy on my left side, not only just a mastectomy, but they removed 17 lymph nodes. And in those lymph nodes, cancer was in 6 of them that they removed from out of the 17. And after that, I did radiation. And they said that's just radiation. It takes time for your bones and everything to heal from everything that you went through. And I said, no, something's wrong. So they sent me to the hospital to get a scan done. And I'm watching my skeletal system on this picture. And when it got to my back, it was just lit up white like a Christmas tree. And I asked the technician, I said, why is my back lit up like that? He said, I can't tell you. Your doctor has to tell you. Wow. So then when I went back to him, he said, well, I'm just going to keep watch on it. I said, you can't keep watch on it because I'm in too much pain. So my mom and dad told me, you're going to go somewhere else. So that's when they sent me down to Hollings Cancer Center in Charleston. And they did a bone biopsy and my breast cancer spread to my L4, L5 and my pelvic bones. So at that point, I was at stage 4. So I had to go through chemotherapy again, lose my hair all over again. Had to go through radiation again. And it's just been a lot. So I've gone through 3 sets of chemo, 3 sets of radiation, several surgeries. But God has kept me through all of that because people have left here with less than and I have been dealing with stage 4 breast cancer for the past 10 years now. So God is definitely a keeper. He's a healer. And a lot of times people say, well, why hasn't God completely healed you? And I tell them, I don't know why God is taking me through the journey the way that he is. But God wants to let people know that he can keep you with death in your body. And you still live here present. Because he has to let you know, yes, some people he will totally heal. Yes, he has the power to heal. But I'm not going to doubt him because he keeps me every day. And on top of breast cancer, 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. I had to have a full hysterectomy, part of my colon removed, part of my intestines removed. I had a colostomy bag for a year. And after that year, I had reversal surgery for that. So right now, I'm still going to Hollings Cancer Center, and I'm on a chemo pill that I take every day. And I get treatments every 3 months down in Hollings and get losing that weight and starting to use self-care on myself. That's how I was able to see that indenture in my breast. Yeah. Had I stayed the weight I was, I would have never saw it. I never would have caught it, and I wouldn't be here. So I'm grateful to God for keeping me. I'm grateful to the doctors and the staff that's at Hollings Cancer Center, because my surgeon, my oncologist, my nutritionist, my therapist, they all work together. And it's just not one doctor that makes decisions. Because if my blood work or anything comes back that's not work where it needs to be, the team of doctors will meet, and then they will make a collective decision concerning my care and what they will do next and what's the next step, what's the next process. So I'm grateful for how he has kept me and how he sends the help that I need. And I'm grateful for your sister Marcella, because she has been my rock. She has truly helped me through the journey when I didn't have anybody else, when I could not call on my family, when I could not lean on my family. No matter what time of day it was, I would call her and I could cry on her shoulders, or she would take me walking with her and I would just talk and able to air out my feelings, because you need a support system when you're going through anything like this. You have to have the proper support system. Someone that's going to cover you in prayer. Someone that's going to help meet your needs, because it is a struggle mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And if you do not have the right support group, you will fall. So I'm grateful for her. And I'm grateful that God brought her back around in my life, because we met years ago in cosmetology school, over 20 years ago. And then we happened to meet back up, and it was like the friendship just took off right where it left off. We didn't skip a beat at all. And I'm just grateful to have a support system like that, someone that I can call on, a sister that I can tell anything to, and I don't have to worry about hearing about it again. And that's very important, when you can confide in someone and you don't have to worry about them sharing your hurt, sharing your pain, your disappointment, whatever it is that you're dealing with. She covers me. And I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for God placing her in my life for such a time as this. And I just want to encourage people, everyone out there, because it's not just females that have breast cancer. Men can get breast cancer as well. Make sure you're going to the doctors for your checkup. If you're feeling weak and you're not feeling well and you don't understand what's going on, go to your doctor, advocate for yourself, explain your systems, what you're going through. And if the doctors aren't giving you the information that you need, if they're not doing what you feel that they should, go somewhere else, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, until you can get the care that you absolutely need, that you deserve, because you want to be here for your children, your grandchildren. I want to be here for my Father's ministry. I want to be here to do whatever I can to help someone that's going to cross my path, that's going through the same thing that I'm going through, to let them know to hold your head up. You can make it in spite of. And God will send you godly brothers, godly sisters, godly mothers, godly fathers. It doesn't have to be blood.
Come on,
we're all under the blood of Jesus, his son. So he will send you exactly what you need. And you don't have to be related by birth, by blood, but by the blood of Jesus. He will send you your brothers and sisters to cover you in prayer, that will hold you up in spite of what you're going through and what you're dealing with. You don't have to look and try to run behind anyone to be there for you. God will supply your every need. Whatever you're standing in the need of, just pray and call out to him, because he already knows what you're going through, what you're dealing with. He just wants you to acknowledge him in everything. You don't have to try to impress him with words, because he already knows what you're dealing with. Just be honest with him and tell him how you feel about a situation. And he will send you exactly what you're standing in need of. He won't disappoint you.
Listen. Listen. You turn the mic up. Turn the mic up. Turn the mic up. When we talking about God, turn the mic up and keep the mic up. Let me tell you, God is definitely a healer. Prayer is definitely the key. That's right, Sister Sanders. Prayer is definitely the key. There's nothing like the Almighty God. God can do it all. When people fail you, God will not. And people don't understand what prayer can do. Listen, that was a heavy testimony. You say you're in stage 4 cancer.
Stage 4 breast cancer.
Breast cancer. Wow. Listen, and you listen, and you still in the salon doing hair.
Yes, I have two girls in college, so they have needs. So I have to work. I
All
have
I
no
gotta do is
choice.
say, listen,
Yes,
testimony, 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 and but God. Y'all, that's it. When you talk to me, that's all you're gonna hear on my page, but God. Because if it
yes.
wasn't for God, listen, honey, where would we be?
That's
Okay?
it.
Where
That's it.
would we be? And this, like you said, to have a sister that's a support team, and on top of it, we're going through the same thing and we still can support one another.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. God bless you, sis. You are definitely a walking testimony. Not only you're a walking testimony, sis, it's some great things that's going to continue to keep happening through you. And I'm here for it all. I'm definitely here for it all. Get this little mosquito out of here, y'all. I'm sorry. But little mosquito. Ugh, the mosquito honey won't bite me in here. But listen, I'm super excited. Suzette, listen, honey, let's get to the stage. Let's talk about it. Let the people know on your end, how did you know something was wrong? And what stage did it get to where you are for you to understand, like, okay, I have stage one, stage two, stage three. Could you explain a little bit to the people what's going on?
So in I wouldn't say 20, I would say 2019, around November, I felt like I had COVID before COVID was a thing. And I was sick for
Mm,
almost a month plus. I just couldn't shake it. And so one day I was laying down and I was just laying in my bed looking at TV and I just happened to look down and it was like one of my breasts and another. And I'm like, okay, they swelling up, I'm getting,
yep. Okay.
and then I was like, no, like one hurt is like, yes. And I'm like, okay. So at the time, my gynecologist, he would always give me a referral to get my mammograms done. And so it was just such a headache. I was trying to call, get in because my chest hurt me so bad. It just felt like I was losing and somebody hit me. And every time I would try to get this appointment in, they would push it back, add new scheduler. It was just horrible. I could not get in. So finally I called this lady. I was like, I don't care. Get me. And finally got in there. And by then it was obvious that and
It's on my bed.
what happened, he was very upset. So he went around and just kind of yelled at the whole staff and he sent me over to because he
Huh?
couldn't. So he sent me over to the mammography
What?
area, mammogram. And
Yes, separately.
at the time when mammogram and everything done, they was like, yeah, we're gonna send back to Dr. Moses. So I still had the same doctor that Princess had, Dr. Moses. I love him, a praying man of God. But I went to go see him, and he was like, oh, it's just a cyst, and we're gonna drain it right here in the office. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, just get rid of it because it hurts. And so he went to go try to stick a needle in, and nothing came out. And he,
Mm,
okay, we might have an issue. Go back, and we're gonna be very specific. We're gonna have to do a biopsy. So when I went back the same day and they did a biopsy, it's like 2 days later, he called me in. And, whenever you go to a doctor's office and they call you in their person, something's going on. So I
correct.
brought another, he was like, I just want to apologize because you don't have a cyst, you have breast cancer. And it was almost like that Charlie Brown, like, wah, wah, like me, no, I'm
Yes.
starting to eat right. I'm starting to do everything I need to do. Like, yeah. So I just thank God, even in the midst of that, because the case was so unique. When they were doing mammograms and doing a different image and everything, they saw it to be a cyst until he did the biopsy on the side of it. So what wound up happening is that my tumor was in cyst, so it couldn't spread. It was just there. And had he not went inside a biopsy, we would have never known that it was actually a tumor that was encased into
Wow.
triple HER positive. And I'm in remission right now. I no longer have cancer. I
Okay.
about I went into 12 rounds of chemo, and the most horrible one is what they call the red devil. It's the one that takes your hair out, the one that makes you really sick. And so I gotten my hair done, and the lady told me I never met her. This is my first time getting her hair done. And she was like, hey, God showed me your hair's going to come out, but it's going to grow back. And I'm like, what kind of mess is that you in my head and talking about my hair going to come out? And so after I sat there and, I was getting these tests and everything done and I got all the results back and I wound up calling the lady back and I'm like, yeah, I have breast cancer. So all my hair did come out. I went through chemo, I went through radiation, and then I had surgery. So as of, I want to say it was October of 2020, I have been cancer free. I continue to go to appointments, continue to get checked. As a matter of fact, me, Marshella, and Princess has started our own breast cancer support group.
Okay.
We saw other things that were happening in the community with other groups, and we just felt like that wasn't the direction we wanted to go in for the things that we felt we needed. So we created our own, and we reach out to the neighborhood and to the community, and we try to give back. We try to encourage people, try to be there for them and give them the resources that they need if they come across anything. I just like how Princess was saying, me and Marshella, we grew up together. I mean, Michelle, you were under us, but we all up together. Me and Marcella went to Girl Scouts together, and through her, I met Princess. And we just have been clicking ever since. Like,
Okay.
has their own story, but to watch these women and what they go through.
Yes, right.
God, because you can't, and I understand everybody has those phases. I would always tell anybody in this walk, that's your journey and your journey alone.
That's
What's
right.
they experience, you may not experience it. One thing I always try to tell people, I understand grandparents, aunts, uncles, or someone may have had cancer, but what they may not go. That is your story, your walk.
That's right.
Go walk alone. Like, you do have a support system, but different things that you go through, you may not experience what the next person is going through.
That's right.
Most of the time when you go through this, you just need somebody to listen to you. That's all. Like, you have those moments you want to give up, you want to quit, but God. And then have these empowering people like Princess and Marshella, and I've lost friends, very and another close friend, Tanya and Jackie. In this battle, I feel like we didn't lose them. They weren't on the other side, but at the same time, watching them and watching what they went through and all the encouragement they were giving us, and we were all fighting together. A part of me, you have that survivor's remorse where it's like, dang, like why they didn't make it. It was the same type of cancer,
Yes.
Unfortunately, all three of those women, they did have stage 4, but we had the same type of breast cancer. We were fighting together, going to the same doctors and the same appointments and everything. And so now it's like, for me to survive and to go through that experience, now it's to help somebody else.
That's right.
That anytime God takes you through something, it's not just for you. You don't understand how many people watch you, how many people see what you're going through.
Yes.
Are they seeing God in you, or are they just seeing flesh, but it's woe me? And most of the time, when we ask different questions, I always ask myself, why not me? He chose me. He knew I can handle it when he chose me. And I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful for not just that experience, but the people I met along the way. If I didn't go, I'd never known Princess, never known her. We never encountered each other.
Yes.
Lived in Sumter. It's like I would have been able to me, pour into Marshella if she didn't see me going through.
That's right.
Like, even with this walk and you going through, you didn't want everybody in your business. It's like, I truly wanted everybody to treat me the same how they've been treated. So different, because I'm going through this. Because now I feel like it's fake. Be who you really are.
Correct.
And it's just like, for me I felt like I went through it easier when I had less people in the midst of everything that I had going on. It was easier for me. I didn't have to worry about, people trying to snap pictures or, calling people, girl, she ain't got no hair. What's going on with her? Why? Just pray. Don't worry. Like, you worried about the wrong stuff.
The wrong stuff.
Now, being in remission, I go every 8 to 9 months to get my mammograms. I still go to Atlanta. It's called City of Hope now. It used to be Cancer Center Treatment of America in Newnan, Georgia. I still go every couple of months, 8 to 9 months, to get my mammogram and all my exams. But without them and without all the different things that I was going through and the people that I encountered, and most importantly, without God, I knew I wouldn't have made it through.
Come on.
purpose here for me, and I'm going to continue to spread his word to everybody that I can encounter. And thank you so much for having us on here.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
about breast cancer, but even with domestic violence, this month it also hits home because I lost my niece 3 years ago to domestic violence.
That is right.
There's a lot going on this month, but thank you so much for your podcast, the vision that God gave you to operate in this and to spread the word. And thank you for the ladies that's on this panel, because like I said, we have our own support group together and we just spreading the word in the community and helping others as well.
Awesome. Listen, I'm excited that, I'm excited to have you guys here on the platform. I'm more excited to see what God is going to continue to do through me on this platform. Listen, this platform, I'm telling you, it's already in rooms that I haven't even walked in yet. And you guys are survivors. You guys are going to be survivors and awareness, cancer aware. You're going to go spread the word where, hey, listen, go get, when it was a time where I didn't even want to go get checked. I'm like, I ain't going to get checked. Oh, I ain't doing this and I'm not doing that. And the more you hear the word C, you hear that C word, you're running to the doctor. There was a time where, it was a lump up under my chest, and my sister, she just beat cancer. She rung that bell, and here comes a lump up under my chest. And I was like, Lord Jesus, listen, as tough as I act, I saw that she tried to hide her pain. You ladies, you guys are walking miracles. I don't know if anybody ever tell you guys this, but you're walking miracles, And a lot of people may not say this, but I give you guys your head and now, that crown, because listen, I don't know if, as tough as I am, I don't know if I can deal with that or could have went through that. Like I saw, even though she tried to act tough and don't want the hugs and the things like that, it was just like, just seeing the breakage and the things that your body was going through. So it's just like, I don't know if I want to go to the doctor, So eventually I did say something to her, like I felt a lump under my chest, and she's like, well, if it don't hurt, if it don't do this, just go. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Told my husband. He was like, go to the doctor. So I went, and God already had warned me before I went to the doctor. Like, listen, it's nothing. And it was just basically my bra that was giving me that lump under there. Like, yeah. So, but I was nervous because once again, I don't think that I can walk in y'all's shoes, And like you said, some of the ladies that y'all were connected with, and myself, Jackie, she was like my sister. She was a close friend of mine. I questioned that too. Like, why didn't she make it, or what happened? But I had to realize through my sister's journey, never talked to her or told her about it, but we're a year apart. But I tell you, I felt like I had her pain, some of her pain as well. I felt like I felt the pain. But I had to realize that's her journey and not mine. That's her journey and not mine. So once I realized, like, okay, everybody cancer is not going to be the same. And then God wanted to use y'all maybe for something different, Maybe it was time for them to come home. But at the end of the day, God is going to, God use and chose you guys so you guys can be somebody else survivor. So you guys are, man, y'all walking in a different purpose. And I got to say, listen, you guys are stepping very heavy with this cancer. Y'all don't look like what you've been through, okay? You don't look like what you've been through. And I'm so excited to have y'all sitting here on Scrubble Talk. Yes. So, Marcella, let's get into it, sis. Tell the people who you are. And let's just get into it about, what stage you are in, or are you cancer free? Can you tell the people, like, listen, how did you find out like something was wrong? And she went out. Can you hear me, sis? I think you froze. Are you saying something, Marcella? I don't know what's going on with her camera. And I don't know what's going on with her.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her camera.
I don't, but all I know is it ain't nothing but the enemy because the enemy don't want y'all to spread the awareness. The enemy wants to keep that C word hidden. But when I say God, God ain't gonna allow that to happen. He's not gonna allow that to happen.
Definitely is a fighter, and every step of the way she had a smile on her face.
Yep.
Every step of the way.
Listen,
to where encouraging me, and I was like,
girl, okay. I think it was the main when she got down to the point where she was almost about to ring that bell. That's when I kind of started seeing a little bit of the pain. There she go. Let's see. You going? Hey, Marcella, can you hear me? Can you talk? Let me see if I can hear you. Marcella? I don't know if you can get somebody else's phone or girl, ain't nobody but the enemy wanted to tell you a story, girl.
yeah, I don't know what. I can't hear her at all.
I don't hear her either.
And she has a good testimony, but it's gonna come out.
Okay.
It's gonna come out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are you frozen? Can you, Marcella, wave your hand. Let me see. I don't know what's going on, but just the enemy gonna keep trying it. But you know what? I'm gonna have y'all back on here. I mean, like, cause I want y'all a trio right back on here. Yeah, I wanted y'all story there. I was just happy to get her yes, cause she's like, I ain't getting on. I ain't. Listen, you ain't gonna tell me but God, if you say no, God said yes, so you gonna come on. It was just a matter of time. She's like, well, let me call Princess and Suzette. That's why we call them. I love to have every one of you guys on there. Let me call Princess and Suzette. I say, please do. Please do.
Yes.
Oh, gosh, I don't know what's going on tonight, guys.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now, lady.
Turn it up. Marcella?
I think I got bad.
Maybe you're in a bad area. Marcella. I want to keep calling her. I want to say pumpkin. Maybe you're in a bad area.
Yes. Let me try.
Okay, I heard you just now. Hello? No, she went out.
Yeah, it just dropped again.
Yeah. Look, that's gonna. I mean, I'm giving her a couple of minutes because I don't want to hold you ladies up. I don't want to hold everybody else up that's tuning in. But it's definitely gonna be a replay. But all it is that I'm gonna have to have y'all back on if y'all don't mind. Yes. So, ladies, what would you guys tell any woman out there that's experiencing some type of difference seeing a difference in their breast, some type of pain? Is there anything that you guys can, some type of awareness that you guys can pass out there? Anything that you guys can kind of speak on with cancer?
Go get checked immediately. catch early detection is the best way to survive. And it does not have to be genetic. And I know as African American, a lot of times your family medical history is something that's not talked about a lot.
Correct.
So a lot of times you may not know what your aunt went through or a grandparent went through as far as the health history, because a lot of times they feel that that's private, that's secret. So it's very important to let people know. And if you have cancer, make sure that your children and your grandchildren, that they're going to get checked, that they're doing the proper genetic testing to assure that they're going to be okay.
That's right. Okay. Okay. You heard what she said, ladies. Go get checked. If you see something is not right, if you feel like something is not right, don't sit on it. Go get checked. Early detection, guys, is the best thing to do. Get out there and get checked. Marcella, sound like I heard you tune in. Can you say something? Suzette, is there anything that you can any kind of wise words that you can put out there, Suzette, to let everybody know, like, what's your take on early detection?
Like what Princess said, definitely go get checked. Don't be afraid. The thing is that, our community, we've always hidden things. You don't know your family history. You don't know different things that's going on. Even my children are getting genetic testing done now. So get it done. I'd rather so you can get on top of it and get ahead of it. They even had testing that would show you the probability of you having some type of cancer within your lifetime. So it's best to go ahead and do it now. I had genetic testing done, and mine was basically environmental. It wasn't something that was genetic, which I guess I was predisposed from a job that I had when I was in the military. So these are just different things you need to kind of get tested and checked for. Don't be afraid. Definitely do not be afraid. And always know that whatever God brings you to, he's going to bring you through. Don't forget that.
Come on now. But God, we gonna always lean on but God, because listen, God is bigger than cancer. God is bigger than that C word. God is bigger than domestic violence. And listen, anything that God brings you to, he's gonna bring you through. And you have to be a willing testimony to get through that. There is no test without a testimony. And I'm going to continue to keep pushing this platform, continue to keep, showing up, doing what God told me to do. The platform is used for marriages, but you know what? God said this one is going to be used for domestic violence as well as spreading the word with cancer. Why not get on here? And if you got the platform, why not get out, spread the word, invite people on that's willing to talk about it, share their story, all of that good stuff, guys. So, guys, listen, walks, support groups. Can you kind of spread that? Can you talk about that, guys? Because there might be somebody out there that's looking for a support group. How can they get in contact with you guys?
Suzette, could you provide them with the email? Do you have the email address?
I don't have it on me right now, but it's Circle of Faith. That is our organization's name. I do know if you look up, Princess, what's the name of your church? If they look up the phone number to that, they can get a hold of Princess and she can give them more information.
Yes, and you can also find us on Facebook as well. You can look me up under Princess Canty, Marcella Dickerson, and we're always open. You can inbox us. And something else that I wanted to say is to make sure that you follow the directions of your doctors. Yeah. Because one thing that my doctor did explain me, the nutritionist, she said, what you're eating right now, a lot of times it's not going to affect you and show up for 10 years. So we have to make sure that we're eating what we're supposed to eat once you're diagnosed with anything, and cutting back what you're not supposed to have, because cancer thrives off of sugar.
Wow.
And I know I'm a sweet tea lover. I'm a Snicker candy bar
Yes.
lover. Oh my
Yes.
God. Bluebell Millennial Crunch ice cream. That's my favorite. But I can't remember the last time I had a Snickers candy bar. I can't remember
Oh,
the last time I had my Bluebell Millennial Crunch. So anything that you know that's going to affect your health, you have to ask yourself, is it worth my life?
that's right. That's
If
right.
is it worth taking a day away from my life?
Mm.
And it's not. And another thing is my cancer is hormonal. So I had to get I had to take shots to keep me postpartum. So stress would cause my cancer to grow.
Oh,
So when you find out whatever affects your cancer, sometimes you have to let people go.
oh,
You have to cut people off.
come on now. Come on
And
now.
it's not just because
Mm.
you don't want to deal with them, but it's for your own mental health, for your own survival.
Ooh.
Don't try to hold on to something just
Mm.
to satisfy someone else when it's killing you slowly.
Mm.
You can
Listen.
love people and you could pray for them, but that
Mm.
don't mean you have to give them access,
Ooh.
because access could be your death.
Mm.
You
Mm.
need to keep a peaceful surrounding, and there's nothing wrong with protecting your peace.
Mm.
Because a lot of times people say, oh, you need to run after that person. You need to make amends. You can't make peace with people that don't want you.
Come on now. Come on.
But you can pray for them and you can love them and you can forgive them and you
That's
can move forward. That doesn't mean you're stagnant, because it does not.
Listen, let them go. Let them go.
Let go and let God.
Okay, now, come on. Come
Let him
on.
have his way.
Let God have his way. Because let me tell you something. And that's one thing that people don't realize. What stress, we always talk about silent, stress is a silent killer. We talk
It
about
is.
heart attacks and all of that good stuff. But what are we doing, to protect our peace?
Right.
Who are you? Identify who you are and what you allow in your space. You are in control of your own body, your own space, all of that good stuff. And like you guys are saying, if you are not eating the right foods, because basically this cancer is coming from somewhere.
Right.
I remember being, a young girl. I didn't hear the word. I didn't hear that cancer. I didn't hear that growing up. It seems to me now it's just every time you turn around, you hearing cancer, cancer, cancer. And it's like, where is this stuff coming from?
Right.
And like I stated on Scrub to Talk last week, my husband, he has a grandmother that's 105 years old. So it's like, what's going on with us?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's your food, it's your environment. Like Princess was saying, I had to let go of toxic relationship, friendships. I had to let go of toxic family. I had to let a lot of things go.
Oh,
And when I say let it go, it's like I truly gave it to God and didn't look back. I couldn't tell you anything about any of these folks because I truly was in that stage of fighting for my life and I just did not care. So you really have to get to a point of focusing on you. You got to really look at your kids. What are they gonna be left with if you're gone, stressing over something for somebody else that don't care if you're gone right now? They will keep on living. So you have to get to a point where you got to focus on your health and your life. You got people to live for if you have children and grandkids. Live for yourself if you don't want to live for nothing else. And so, like you're saying, you have to give up a lot of things. You really do, because you got to see if it's worth my life. Okay, no, I got to go. And the thing about mine is environmental. So it was something dealing with a job of mine that I had. So now I'm really cautious because it takes so long for that chemo radiation to get out of your body, even when you get done. You have to be so careful to things you expose yourself to going forward because you have a compromised immune system. So you can't run in everything and everybody no more. Like it's almost like you kind of living in that clean bubble. You do your best to try to stay in it.
yes.
Because they're basically tearing down your immune system to build it back up.
Yeah.
So you really have to just be mindful of what you put in. It may not affect you right then and there, but it will in the long run.
Correct.
Right.
And then you got to think about all the foods. Everything turn around, so recall on something. Start getting back into these farmers markets and getting fresh fruit, foods and vegetables and fruits. And we got to leave a lot of this meat alone. I know everybody hate to say that word, but we really do. We got to leave a lot of this stuff alone because it's slowly killing us.
Mm,
And because your husband's grandmother is 105, think about all the stuff she raised up on. She didn't have all that toxic chemical stuff today.
that's correct.
Everything was fresh. They cooked at home.
That's correct.
So
Correct.
it's about you. And I would tell you everything. Like, I literally had a whole new lease on life. So many things I used to take for granted until I started going through. And I'm like, you know what? One more day is a blessing. People have no idea. Just to
My
sit
God.
outside and hear the birds chirp. You take so many things for granted until you literally almost to the end. And then it's like you get that renew and that new lease on life. You look at everything different. A lot of things don't bother you anymore because you no longer let these things stress you out. If it's gonna kill me, it has to go. If it's gonna stress me out, it has to go. I don't care who it is, how close it is. One thing I was telling my kids, and we laugh about it, kids don't have to have toxic parents, and parents don't have to have toxic kids. I don't care who it is. Let it go. Give it to God and move on.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all preaching on here. Y'all preaching on here because people don't realize what stress can do. Let it go. If you're toxic, let it go. If the food is toxic, let it go. If the job is toxic, let it go. Listen, you guys are survivors. So you have every right to choose who you guys allow in your space. You guys, have every right to choose, like, I don't want that meat. I don't want that. That's not fresh, because you guys already know what happened to your bodies. So I'll be darned if I'm going to continue to keep, putting more bad things into my body.
Do you realize that certain deodorant has so much metallic and different things in it that is not healthy for our body?
Can y'all name some things that could you guys name? I know Princess said sweet.
You're not supposed to have any processed foods. Lunch meats, cheeses. You're not supposed to really eat any chicken because all the steroids and stuff that's put in stuff. No processed food. You're not supposed to have dairy. So it's clean eating. Fresh fruits and vegetables, and you have to wash all of your fruits and vegetables. Even my lettuce, I have to soak my lettuce in salt water.
Wow.
For up to 10 minutes to remove off any bacteria, any toxins, or anything. Your strawberries, your blueberries, raspberries, your melons, wash everything off. No canned vegetables, frozen vegetables, fresh vegetables. But you have to make sure that you are washing your fruits and your vegetables.
Wow.
No processed foods, no dairy. And it's hard.
Correct.
It's not easy. And I'm not going to say I just cut cold turkey and I don't do this and I don't do that. No, today I wanted a burger so bad on my way to pick my daughter up from school. And then I had to pray after I ate it. Because 90% of the time, if I eat something that I know I'm not supposed to have, I'm not going to hold it down. It's not going to stay.
Oh,
it's not going to stay. It will come back up because my body has gotten used to not having a lot of things.
Okay.
So it's just very important not to eat the cheese, lunch meats, hot dogs, all those things, dairy, ice cream, milk. You just have to cut all those things off.
Even be careful with your deodorant and body lotions and lotion and all that. That's not good for your either, because those things pores.
Do you have a specific name of deodorant and lotion you guys can kind of name?
I just started using deodorant again after like 9 years. Because once I got my radiation and the radiation was all up under my arms, for some reason, it just dried up all of my pores. And I didn't sweat under my arms, and I had no hair on my body at all. I just got hair back on my legs a few years ago, and under my arms, I still don't have hair. It's just like peach fuzz. So I just started using deodorant again, but I use a Dove spray. I don't use anything that I have any of the creams. I just use a light spray and a light mist
Okay.
that I
Okay.
use. But the doc in your doctor's office, they will have like lots of lists, and they will give you out a lot of different samples of things as well.
Okay.
But make sure that you inquire, because there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of support groups. Go Gen Go in the Charlotte, Mecklenburg area. Susan B. Corman is nationwide. They give you a lot of information. American Cancer Society, they give you a lot of support and a lot of information that you may need. Things that you don't have information on, financial support, grants, a lot of co-pays. You could get from Salvation Army, Susan B. Corman Foundation. And there's another one also that they have grants. I can't remember the name of that one, but they give out grants to help cover your co-pays and things like that, of any balances that you may have on your doctor bills and stuff like that. And it's a great help. It's a great help.
Okay.
And a lot of times, a lot of people have issues with getting their disability, with their Social Security, because they always say, oh, they're going to always turn me down. Put your application. If you're denied, you will get approved your second time if you denied your first time, and then they will have to back pay you from when you first applied. So
Okay.
just make sure that you stay on top of things, and make sure that you have all your doctor's information and documentation. And a lot of people say, oh, but if you get Social Security, what if I still need to work? You can call the Social Security office and they'll let you know exactly how much money you're allowed to make each month outside of your disability that you may receive. Everyone's is different. It depends on what your status is, how much money you can make outside of your disability. Because some people aren't allowed to work at all, but I am allowed to work. And there's a certain amount that I'm allowed to make over outside of my disability. So I'm grateful for that, because that, like I said, I have 2 daughters that's in college. One's a junior, one's a sophomore. So there's a lot of, anybody that has any kids in college, that's an expense of its own. So I'm grateful that I am allowed to work to be able to take care of them and meet the needs that they have.
Wow. Y'all, that is so knowledgeable that you guys are even spreading that, because you didn't even have to go into that, because people don't realize that you need some type of income when I'm going through, I may not be able to work. I may not even have the support that I need. So I need something that's going to sustain my lifestyle,
Right.
So I'm so grateful that you guys even kind of, talked on, healthy foods, lotion. You're talking about the deodorants. It's things like this that they don't tell us,
And there's also, and I never knew this, but there's also so if you are working for a company that also like if you have to go out because of some type of medical situation, they will help with certain bills, certain expenses. So it's different things to kind of be prepared for. Say you have a marker holding it, kind of prepare yourself, but you have
Suzette, I don't know. You're kind of going in and out. It's like
how about now?
Yes.
Okay. Now I was just saying, like Aflac and some cancer insurances are out there for you to get. Just make sure your kids are getting checked. And if you have genetic tests done, go ahead and start getting them early screening for medical.
Okay.
The other grant place is Patient Advocate Foundation. So I want to make sure I give that information out because it's important. Patient Advocate Foundation, Go Gen Go, Susan B. Corman, American Cancer Society. So make sure you look up those places, because they can also refer you to places that can help you get the things that you need and the support that you need.
Listen, you guys were amazing. I'm excited again to have you guys on and spreading the word, spreading awareness, sharing this knowledge, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was different. I heard about the foods. I heard about don't do this, don't do that. But you guys kind of put a little bit more knowledge with it. Why not to do X, Y, and Z. Be careful of using the deodorant. Wash your lettuce. Rinse your fruits out. chicken, all of these processed meats and foods that we keep putting in our mouth. And basically, like you said, guys, it may not show up right then, but later on down the line, it will show up, you
Yeah.
know? And if we want to start living and being more healthy, we have to be more aware of what we're taking in our bodies, who we have in our life, toxic behaviors, let it go. I mean, they should not have room, to kill you, pretty much. Okay. All right.
Right.
So, guys, listen, if you are not on here tonight, Scrubber Talk, I'm going to ask you guys to hit the replay. And I'm also going to ask you guys, can I get your yes again to come back on, spread some more awareness? Even Miss Suzette, if you don't mind coming back on, if you know anybody that wants to come on and talk about domestic violence, even though October is ending next week, God is still going to let me use this platform for cancer awareness as well as domestic violence, marriages, because this is what it's all about, choosing marriages and strengthening one another. So, guys, I'm sorry, guys, that Marcella was not able to share her testimony. But again, these ladies, y'all did give me your yes to come back, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Listen, I need the three trios to come back on together. Once again, supporting each other, standing up, pushing each other forward, and letting everybody know, listen, this knee thing is nothing to play with. You guys need to go out, get it checked, get your body checked, get your breast checked, rub on those things. Once a year, go get yourself together, guys, and spread the awareness. And listen, guys, tune in, listen to what these ladies said, see how you can inbox them. Get on a journey if you're dealing with the C, cancer, and connect with these lovely ladies. They seem to me they have a dynamic program going on that's a support group, guys. And once again, you need that support. You need that community. Somebody that's going to be right there to help you through the process, to listen to what's going on while you're going through that journey. Listen, guys, again, I'm so grateful to have you guys tuning in for another episode of Scrubber Talk. You guys are amazing. And again, guys, if you have not went out and got your tickets for Scrubber Talk, I don't know what you guys are waiting on. Listen, guys, it's going to be a dynamic brunch on next week, next Saturday, November the 2nd. Listen, guys, inbox me, cash at me, however, let's get in the room. We're going to be talking about so much, guys. So much, and you don't want to miss it, guys. Again, ladies, I want to say thank you guys so much for joining me on another episode of Scrubber Talk.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and happy Friday.
Loving me was all you tried when you were around. I've been told too many times now.